الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم. So inshallah, time management is such an important topic because time management brings together everything that a person does in their entire 24 hours, whether it be following the Quran, the Sunnah, the rights of creation, worshipping Allah, spending time with family, with children, eating, sleeping, every single thing a person does, whatever it might be, time management helps. Time management will benefit the person. But like taqwa, time management is a skill. And through this one short lecture or advice, you will not attain the ability to manage time. It will not come through half an hour. The people who practice time management, it takes trial and error, trying and failing, again and again and again. Every time they do it, they get better and better and better, to such an extent that they could make a timetable and keep to it 95% of the time. And I'll mention why the 5% is never kept to. So inshallah, some of the objectives that we're going to inshallah go through is, the first one, to know the importance of time, of managing it. To practice the practical steps to successful time managing. So from people who have managed time very well to then be given it on a plate. Some people never were given it on a plate. They had to learn and learn and learn through their own efforts. And some people are given it on a plate. So for you, the best thing is just to take that, follow it, and you don't have to go through 10 years of practice. And then third one, to know the importance of work-life balance and how to make a start. And the Prophet ﷺ's best life was the best example of time management. He spent a third of his day for himself, a third of the day for the creation, and a third of the day for Allah only. And more can go into that another time. So first of all, not from me or anybody else, but from Allah himself, the importance of time. Allah says in Surah Asr, firstly, by time. Allah swears by time, such an important thing a person is so heedless of. By time, surely man is in loss, and man refers to mankind. So this is not all of us, this is majority of mankind is in loss, majority of mankind. So majority of mankind is in loss regarding the time because they are completely oblivious to it. They don't know what is time. Your wealth is increasing every day. People are working, doing business, but your time is decreasing every day. With every breath, you are going closer to hereafter and further away from dunya. So time is such a thing, precious, running out all the time. And the people are still chasing after their wealth and dunya. Then Allah mentions here that except those who have believed. Imagine what benefit is there, let's say, of the non-Muslims in the world or the Muslims who are in sinful states, which includes ourselves. No person should think I am not sinful state. You should all be thinking I am in a sinful state. I need help. So those who have believed, they on the day of judgment will be entering inshallah paradise. But those who have not believed, there is no paradise for them. There is only eternal punishment and damnation in hell. Allah says in the Holy Quran that death comes to them from every direction, but they do not die. No, in another verse Allah says, they are neither living nor are they dead. So it is not a life. So those who have believed, their time in this world all becomes beneficial in the hereafter. This is referring to hereafter. And those who have not believed, no matter if they were the millionaires and billionaires and they had all the luxuries in this world, in the day of judgment and in the hereafter, this time in this world was all wasted. Because they have not believed, now Jahannam is forever. It's mentioned on the day of judgment very quickly. Person who went through so much hardship in this world will be dipped into the paradise. And then he or she will be asked, did you have any hardship in the world? And they will say, no, I had no hardship in dunya, no hardship. And they went through so much hardship, like punishments and all sorts of oppression happening in the world. Then someone who had everything, luxuries, cars, everything you can think of, they will be dipped in hell and taken out, and they'll be asked, did you have any luxuries in the world? And they will say, I've never experienced a single luxury. So that's what 1 second of paradise and hell can do to a person. So those who have believed, first thing. Then who are the benefactors of time? Those who do righteous good deeds. But let me tell you, what does good deeds refer to? First thing to know about good deeds is abstaining from sins is also a good deed. So to abstain from a sin is a good deed as well. So there's something bad on TV or music, or someone is backbiting and you abstain from talking about it. You have done a good deed by abstaining. So that itself is a good deed. But the second thing to know is that good deeds are not only with your body, they are also with your mind and also with your heart. So the good deed of when you see a Muslim brother, sister, they're happy, you become happy. That quality inside you itself is a good deed, that to be happy at someone else's happiness. And how evil it is, you see someone else happy and you become sad. That's called spite. And that will destroy your Ramadan and your deeds. So these qualities of the heart and the mind and the body, they are the good deeds. So then what does this mean? Inshallah, I'm going to come to connect these all together. Then Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, and advised each other of truth. They advised each other of truth. This advising each other of truth is, what is it? It's conveying the message. That's what this is. So conveying the message is a good deed as well. Why is it mentioned separately? Because it is such a huge good deed that it deserves to be mentioned separately to all good deeds. Imagine when a person says, these drinks are really nice. There's so much food here, so many drinks. These are all nice, but this one is really the best. This one is the best. It is as though Allah is telling you, the advising each other, as Hazrat mentioned before, is one of the best of all deeds. If you had the choice of advising someone or doing all night ibadat, you should choose advising. So, nafal ibadat. And then here Allah Azza wa Jal mentions patience separately and advised each other of patience. Why patience? Now, one of the most important principles of time management is this, that 7 billion people in the world, how many of them are in your control? Only 1. That means that this other rest of the world and the weather and the time we were born and whether you're a male or female and your parents and your children are all beyond your control. So they will do things to ruin your time, your plan. You will make a plan, I want to do this. And someone will come, visitors will come. Should you become happy or displeased that visitors have come and your timetable has gone out the window, you should become happy that they've come, not displeased. So the person who is patient, the real quality in them is that they are pleased with Allah's will under every circumstance. Every circumstance. So visitors come, or a person has an accident. Imagine you have an accident, and even in the accident, you are not displeased. Even if it's sunny and it's summer, or it's raining and it's summer, you're not affected by weather. Even if this program was ruined because of some something else that happened, your inner self is still at peace and pleased. So this person who attains this type of quality, and when they manage time, imagine every single thing that happens in their life takes them closer to Allah. Let me give you an example. You've just ironed your clothes. Simple example. Ironed your clothes, come out the wash. You've put it on, and you drop tea on yourself by accident, or a drink, or a child drops something on you. Now you could become very angry or displeased with yourself, with the child. But the one who's patient, they don't become displeased. They become pleased with Allah's will, that this was beyond my control, I am pleased. So that closeness to Allah you receive for dropping this water, this drink on yourself, that is you can get more close to Allah from doing things like this, more than thousands of nafil ibadat. I don't mean drop tea on yourself purposely, I mean accidentally. So when things happen beyond your control and you are patient with them and you replan your time, then you attain more closeness to Allah Azza wa Jal than you would have done if you followed your plan in the first place. So never be disheartened by things that ruin your time plan. The rule is, and this deserves to be written down as well as this surah, is that you plan, and when Allah's plan comes, you replan. And this is the way that the awliyaullah always do. They plan things, Allah's plan comes, visitors come, whatever it might be, they just replan. They keep replanning. And this is the way it's meant to be. So inshallah, I'm going to explain some of the principles of managing your time with 4 easy steps and examples. And inshallah, then I will show you a Ramadan timetable, 2 examples of a Ramadan timetable. But I want to teach the principles of time management, the first 4 steps of making a timetable, so that you can go away and make your own. And the ones that you're given are there just to help you and show you. So let's look at this case study. This is a normal person. This is not in Ramadan, because 11 months of the year are not in Ramadan. First person, case study. He or she starts work 9 a.m., takes 30 minutes to travel there. Okay? They always finish work 4:30 p.m. Always. Okay? They always, so in the case of a man, they're going to the mosque for Fajr. These are the times for this particular year, this time of the year. 7 a.m., Maghrib at 6 p.m., Isha 8 p.m. And it takes 10 minutes to travel. There are people that go to the Jamaat for years and years, and every single Jamaat they are late. And the simple solution was time yourself, use a stopwatch. We all have stopwatches these days. Use a stopwatch from the moment you get up to the moment you get to the first musalla, the first prayer and the first row. How long does that take you? I will tell you, it takes 17 minutes, for example. Why would the person get up when there's 15 minutes left? They should get up when there's 20 minutes left, or 17 at least. Then they'll never miss a rakat. They'll never miss a rakat. So, simple solution of time yourself how long it takes to do something. So in the morning, some people are always late for work. What do you do? In the morning, when you get out of bed, time yourself how long does it take to go to the bathroom, make breakfast, have breakfast, wash up, get ready for work, set off in the car or wherever. How long does that take? And you might say, oh, it's 55 minutes, but all these years I thought it was half an hour. No wonder I'm always late. So if a person times themselves once, they will know always that that's how long it takes me. So I need to wake up. If I set off at 8:30, I need to wake up an hour before 7:30. If you never do that, you will always be late. And lateness is not liked in Islam. It's disliked very much. Okay, so this person, they do 30 minutes personal amal every day, and they need to spend some time with the family, quality time with the family, where quality time means you only focus on the person, you're not doing anything else. And that short quality time with the family can be better than 3 hours of non-quality time, where you're both doing your own things. Half an hour together, your own quality time, that can be better than 3 hours where you're both doing your own things, but in each other's presence. And then you need personal time as well. So how do you get all of this? And even exercise is important. Everyone should exercise. It's good for us, and it's sunnah as well. Even the Prophet ﷺ and Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha went for a race. They had a race. So, and you want 7 hours sleep. So how do you get all of this into a timetable? Step 1. So, step 1, these are the things which you should write down, because these are the things you need to practice when you make your own. Start by including the activities which you cannot change. For example, the time you set off to work and the time you return home. So, look at this example. In this example, the prayer times are fixed. We cannot change them. The Jamaat times for the men, and in sisters' cases, the prayer times are more, it doesn't go into this category because you can change it. You have a 2-3 hours gap that you can pray in. But in the case of a brother, work 8:30 to 5 o'clock, for example. So every day he has to, or she has to leave at that time, come back at that time. Go to the prayer at this time, go back at this time. This is step 1. So step 2 is you include the activities that you want to fix, the ones that you want to fix, but you have choice over the time. For example, the time you wake up, the time you go to sleep. You have choice over that. It's not fixed because your work has not fixed it. The namaz hasn't fixed it. If you've got any other duties like taking the children to mosque or taking them to school or anything else, they're not fixed. These things are the things that you want to fix. So your time for waking, your time for sleeping, you should try to fix. You should try to be in a routine. The Prophet ﷺ showed us to be in routine. He slept 3 times in the night, 3 sleeps. A short sleep, then woke up for tahajjud. Then another sleep, then fajr. Then another sleep, and so on, like this, 3 sleeps. And sometimes a short sleep in the midday. So, this is another time of year, let's say December time or so on. A person's having 7-hour, 15-minute sleep and 30 minutes in the morning to get ready. You want to fix that time. Okay. What is step 3? Step 3 is the remaining time that you have left, include the things that you have to do. You have to do these things. This is not your quality of life time. This is your necessity time, other than the working and the things that are fixed. These things here, timetable doesn't benefit you. These 2 things that you've seen here, the fixed things and the things you want to fix, timetable doesn't benefit. Because why? You would do them even without a timetable. Your timetable benefits you when you come here. For example, you could assign, one very important principle is timetables should not be complicated. Think about your phones and these things, iPhones, Samsungs. Are they complicated or are they easy? They're very easy to use. They're not complicated to use. So, but yet to make them is very complicated. So making something here should not be complicated. It should be easy. The wisdom is in the ease, simplicity. So assign, for example, 40 minutes for food, eating, cleaning up, a bathroom and other things. So, for example, here, you see these 2 times, simple. You don't have to write down all the things that you're going to do. You know what you're going to do. After Fajr, the person will be eating breakfast, getting ready for work and so on. So you've got 2 breaks there. There's a break after work. Why? Because it's the first thing you do when you come home from work. You don't go and get active straight away. Take a rest. Your body has a right over you. You should have a rest. You should sit down. You should give the body a physical break as well. So rest should be included. Now, what is remaining? What's left? The thing that is remaining now, the time remaining in the gaps is the time that you have to live. What I mean by that is that they are the times that you can do the things you want to do. For example, that you can choose to do things which you don't have to do. You don't have to do them, but you want to do them. For example, socializing, family and friends, watching TV, surfing the internet, not the best thing to do in the world, okay? But these are things that you might want to do. That's where they could go in. So now let me show you, can anyone spot them? What were the things that I would want to do, but they are not, they are in my free time. So have a look at the previous one. After Maghrib and before Isha, and in this case, before Isha, after Isha and before sleeping. So a person has personal amal to do every day. This is your medicine, spiritual medicine to purify you, to help you reach Allah Azza wa Jal. So that person could assign after Maghrib, for example. After that, they could have 25 minutes quality family time. So speak to the children, the family, the wife, the husband, and so on, and spend that time just for them and with them. Even a short amount of time with a person, that suffices for the day sometimes. Now, some of you will be thinking, only 25 minutes, let me carry on and then inshallah I'll elaborate. Here, after Isha, some people work. This timetable was made for some people who are teachers or might work at home as well. Not everybody works at home, some people do. And this is very beneficial for sisters and parents. This principle I'm going to mention here. Where it says work, there is a 2-hour slot from 8:30 to 10:30. Now, so those of you with young children, you might decide the way that you will plan your time is you will give yourself a target. This is for students as well. Let's say from 8:30 to 10:30, I want to revise or I want to work. My target is 2/3. 1 hour, 20 minutes is 2/3. I will work, and 40 minutes I will take a break. And you take the break when your body tells you. Not when the timer stops. Take it when your body tells you. Your body will know when it needs a break. It's when you will switch off. Some of you probably need it now, because to listen for more than an hour is not beneficial. A person should take a break. So you start a stopwatch, 1 hour, 20 minutes. As soon as you need a break, you stop it, pause it, go and have a break, spend time with the family, eat something, go to the bathroom, refresh yourself, forget about the work. And then when you're ready, you come back and you complete the 1 hour, 20 minutes of revising, of work, but yet you had a 40-minute break, and that 40 minutes, your family won't even know it, but you went and spent time with them, and you went and ate with them, or talked to them, or watched something with them, and you spent time with them as well, but you were on a break, and you knew, I'm on a timer here, I've got only 40 minutes, and you can use that, and you can split it up. So for example, in the case of sisters and brothers as well with young children, they might decide, okay, baby's asleep now, he normally or she normally sleeps 3 hours, 4 hours. I've got 4 hour slot. In this 4 hour slot, I want to do 1 hour, 30 minutes worth of amals. And the other 2 hour, 30 minutes, the normal things that I need to do. So start your stopwatch for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And as soon as the husband or the wife needs something or the child needs something, pause the time, attend to the creation, because it's very important to attend to creation. Attend to them. When they're satisfied, then carry on with your amals and press the timer again. And this way you can reach your target of, let's say, 1 hour, 30 minutes worth of amals, for example. So it's a very unique technique, and you will only know there is such a thing that exists as your mind turns on and turns off. It turns on to work mode, it turns off from work mode, it turns on to break mode. You have to train your mind to get into that routine. Only when you train it, you will know what I'm talking about. But your mind can turn on to work routine, and as soon as you press stop, you're on break routine, break mindset. So, few things to know, and then inshallah I want to go through the Ramzan ones. So I will show you the Ramzan timetables now, as we've not got much time. So if you have a look at this one, this is for a person that is, I'm going to show you the one for the person who's not working first. So if this is your day off in Ramzan, or if you're at home, this is a way, following this timetable is a way that you can do all of the amals as well as the household personal duties as well. So this is for this time of year as well. Okay, the Taraweeh prayers and so on might change, Jamaat times may be different, but this is for this time of year. So 1:15 to 3 o'clock, a person can be doing these things. They may have a short rest, wake up, get ready, pray tahajjud, do the tahajjud askars, which are the sunnat askar for that time. It's in the book as well. Have your sehri, and then read the Fajr askars. Read them before Fajr. Then when Fajr starts, go to the Jamaat, pray Jamaat. And this time of year, if it's your day off, a person can do their personal amal, and in this time 300 times Durood Sharif, and then when the sun rises, do your 2 rakat Salat al-Tawbah and 2 rakat Salat al-Shukr. You will get the reward of Ishraq after the sun has risen, 20 minutes after the sun has risen. So you can do that in this period here. Then, because this is your day off, you can have a 6 hours sleep, and 6 hours should be sufficient. When the person's woken up, after they're refreshed, they can begin their household duties for about, here, look what I've done, 2 hours with a half an hour break. So you time yourself, okay, I'm going to do all the household duties I need to do, whether it be cooking, cleaning, whether it be sorting bills out, whether it be taking care of children, anything it might be, okay? And you give yourself a 30-minute break. So, and you could take the break whenever you need it. Then for the men, they will go to Zohar Jamaat. Immediately after Zohar, get into the habit of doing Salat al-Tasbih immediately after Zohar. Once you're in the habit, after 2-3 days, it becomes easy, becomes really easy. Okay? And this is one of the most blessed amals that a person can do, and that is munajat. And munajat is speaking to Allah Azza wa Jal with the heart. Nobody else, just on your own. And really a person should do this all the time, even now, when they're walking, when they're talking, when they're... imagine, before a person goes to sleep, a husband and wife, just for talking to each other and falling asleep, there's reward for that, just for talking. But what to say about the person who talks to Allah Azza wa Jal and falls asleep? The level of reward there is much, much greater. So this is munajat, speak to Allah about everything. Then the person can continue the household duties, 4 hours slot, 2 hour 40 minutes worth of duties with a 1 hour 20 minute break. It's not wise to constantly be working. If you do, your body will stop you. Your body has a right, it needs the rest. So you have to give the body the rest that it needs as well. Then we've got Asr. Then for the men, if they want to stay in the mosque, this is a good time that they stay in the mosque, recite the Quran. And then comes Maghrib. And the time that you stay in the mosque, you make intention for itikaf, you will be rewarded as though you are in prayer the entire time, because you are waiting for the next salah. If you're waiting for the next salah, you are classed as though you are in prayer. So if you stay after Asr a shortest time between Asr and Maghrib, then you will be as though you are in prayer that whole time, and all you're doing is sitting there and maybe reciting Quran, which isn't as hard as praying. That time is a difficult time because it's close to opening the fast. Then you've got Maghrib and Azkar, the Sunnat Azkar. Pray your 2 rakat Salat al-Tawbah, Salat al-Shukr, and 2 rakat Salat al-Shukr, and you can pray others as well, Hajat as well. 6 rakats Nafil here, a person gets the reward of Awabin, and this is a great Sunnat act as well. They get the reward of 2 Hajj and 2 Umrah just for doing these 6 rakats. Or something like that, it was something great. And then after Taraweeh, or after Maghrib, the best thing to do, and one of the Sunnat acts, is to rest the body. Even you don't sleep, you just lie down. Don't spend time talking and socializing. You can do that little bit, but spend half an hour or 20 minutes just resting, because the person should be fresh for Taraweeh. And the sisters, it's good for them to pray at the same time the brothers are praying, and if they stay in the habit, then they can spend time together after that as well. Okay. In the case of taking care of children, and one has to take one turn at a time, is a different matter, but we'll talk about that. So then the Isha Taraweeh prayer, after that have a rest again. And then a person needs a rest. So you have a rest. This is a good time to have time with the family. And in this time, if this is your day off, you can change your routine to staying awake in the night and sleeping in the day. And this way you can maximize the time in Ramadan. But really the person should maximize the time now. Ramadan is a week away, but you don't know if you will be here tomorrow. No, some of you, we don't know if we will reach home. The best time, there is no better time like the present. So the now is the time to make the change. So for those of you that work during the day, this is one of the best things that you can do. This is the work one. I'll make it a little bit bigger. What the person can do is sleep 3 hours after Fajr. 3-4 hours after Fajr, but that's not really enough. As soon as they come home, after praying Zohar, they could pray Zohar at work, or they could come home and pray. They should have a sleep then. Okay, 2 hours, 30 minutes or so. And then wake up, get ready, pray Asr, go to the mosque, and then stay, and then the rest of the routine. Some of the amals will decrease, but most of the amals a person can still do. Look how much they can do. They could wake up for tahajjud, sahri, and so on, and they could do the amals of after Maghrib and Taraweeh. These are some of the best the amals a person can do, but I will emphasize on the things that take you closest to Allah Azza wa Jal are the things that are beyond your control, and you have the right reaction to them. So for example, someone argues with you, he or she is taking up your time, they're wasting your time. And all you need to do is say, I am fasting, you've had the right reaction, then now that person who is arguing with you has become the very means to take you closer to Allah. Your little baby or son or daughter that is crying and keeping you awake, if you become pleased with Allah's will, that this baby is beyond my control and I am happy with Allah's will, then this baby becomes the means to take you close to Allah. But when you become displeased with the baby and the baby is innocent, then the baby is a means for you to become taken away from Allah, not close, away. And it is the same with everything, all of these things. So always give preference to the things that happen beyond your control, have the right reaction, then you will get more close to Allah than all of these amals put together. And how did the awliya become awliya, friends of Allah? It was never by excessive amals. It was always by doing their tazkiyah and having the right reaction and being pleased with Allah's will under every circumstance. So on this note, inshallah, I'd like to finish, but I would like to say that time management is something that you have to trial and error, and there are different methods of time management. Until you try, you will not succeed. You have to try and fail, try and fail, try and fail. And if you give up before you've tried, that is the real failure. So inshallah, keep trying and have a go at some of these techniques that have been mentioned briefly. And inshallah, may Allah Azza wa Jalla give you success in time. Jazakallah. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.